Welcome everyone. We've got the JNB Toys JNB002, the Fallen Savior. So this is the same company that did the 112 Darth Maul. They did the Luke Skywalker, I think, under JNB Toys also. And if I remember, Luke was JNB001. They also recently did a Anakin from episode 2. So now we've got Anakin from episode 3. There is also a not Boba Fett on the way. I believe that's coming out later this year. So these guys, whoever they are, they keep cranking them out. So far, these have been pretty interesting releases. At the time of recording, I believe you can still purchase this figure. I think it was released in December, toward the end of December. And I'll put a link in the description of where I purchased mine. So let's talk about packaging. So, box is pretty nice. The front has some nice photography. They've got their logo down at the bottom. The sides of the box are not special at all. They just have the logo at the top and the logo at the bottom. And then the side has the product name on both sides. Now the back is a little bit more interesting, and it's kind of got your Mezco / Hot Toys kind of product placement description. So we'll find out in a moment, but I believe it comes with 2 heads. Maybe, we'll see. Definitely has 2 lightsabers. You've got 2 blade effects. I don't know why that they're demonstrating the shoes. We'll see if there's something special about that. We see the hands, we see the robot arm, and we see a display stand. So let's check out the inside of the box. Inside we've got a styrofoam cover. And then we've got the figure, somewhat Mezco-like, not with the plastic tray, but we've got foam instead. So we got our figure, we do have an extra head. We've got a plethora of hands, we got the robot arm, we got the 2 lightsabers. And underneath, we've got the display stand and the 2 sets of sabers. Almost the exact same layout as the episode 2 Anakin. So let's get this figure all the way out. So here he is out of the package. Starting off with the accessories, we've got a nice display stand. All of these releases have come with these acrylic stands. This stand is the hole for the stand is a bit loose. This might just be my copy, but this is the first time I've had a problem with these. Outside of that, I'm sure these are pretty simple to make, but they do have a very impressive look to them. They're nice. We get 2 lightsaber effects, and we get 2 lightsabers, and these are pretty skinny. For instance, compared to a Hasbro lightsaber, they're almost like a third of the thickness. Out of the package, he comes with closed fists. He also comes with a weapon holding right hand, a splayed right hand like he might be using the Force, splayed left hand with some pretty nice paint. Like the paint detailing on here is kind of incredible. Like, whoever spends time and effort to paint the hands. And then a left weapon holding hand. He's got two lightsabers, and these do seem to be different sculpts from the other release. The hilts are plastic, and you can insert the blades into the hilt. He does come with a robot hand that you see midway through the movie, and this goes on pretty simple. You just pop the hand off and then slide this over the forearm. And then last, he comes with an extra head. The sculpt is a bit different. The hair is a bit different. The sculpt that he comes with has regular eyes, and the alternate head, he's got the Sith eyes and a little bit meaner expression. Although this one is kind of stern. He's definitely not like happy. Looks like he's, you know, being a soldier and a general for the Republic. And last, we have a robe that is actually pretty nice. It's kind of that fuzzy material on one side. I guess that's what do you call that, velvet? I don't know. The inside is a little bit smoother. There is a wire running through both sides and on the top, so you can get some nice coverage for the head, and it easily comes off and can be put back on. Definitely an improvement from the last release, because the last release was basically balled up in a little bag and it was just completely wrinkled. And although this really isn't an accessory, I do want to bring out that his vest has a wire on the edge. In fact, you may need to kind of play with this a little bit when you get it out to fix it up some, because it's going to be bent from being shoved in the packaging for so long. Even the little parts at the bottom have a wire, and in the back too. And the bottom skirt piece is held together by Velcro. So for articulation, this guy is basically the same as the other releases. I think they're all using the same body, which is bad, good. It makes a difference having Anakin displayed next to Luke Skywalker, because they're pretty much the same height, but it's a good body. There is a ball joint from the neck to the head, and then from the neck to the torso. There's some kind of articulation in the abdomen. It's kind of hard to know what's going on because there's all this material. There's the belt. It moves but barely. But knowing the other pieces of the figure, there's a good chance that there's a ball joint here. The shoulders are disc hinge, and they do have a fly. The arms are double elbow, and the wrists have the Hot Toys Mezco style wrist joints, so you can manipulate the position and basically get your up and down, side to side from whatever angle that you want. The hips, not sure what's going on there. They're probably disc hinge. They could be ball joint, but they basically have a universal joint at the hips. There is a upper hip swivel going on to some degree. The legs are going to be a bit hindered by the outfit. The crotch does sit kind of low. You could probably try to work it further up, but I wouldn't put a bunch of effort into it. But it will limit your side raise articulation. The knee is double hinged, and if there's anything going on in the foot, we'll never know because this boot is all one piece and it's plastic. It's not rubbery. So the Rambo figures that Hiya Toys did, they're a good example of what you can do with boots. They're less articulation than a Hasbro figure. However, they do look really, really good. Like the paint apps, the dry brushing, the wash. These things even have treads on the bottom of them. They are pretty amazing, but there's just no articulation. And then going over the figure details, I think I like the head sculpt on this version more than the episode 2 version. The leather vest is very nice. I like that they have the wire in there, and the 2 inner robes are different colors, and it lays pretty nice on the figure, and the texture is pretty nice. If you saw my review of episode 2, the neck had some weird stuff going on, and in this release it is more closer to the Luke one. The sculpt seems very similar, but the neck isn't jutting forward like the episode 2 version did. Also the hair is interesting. It's kind of got the same kind of thing going on that the SH Figure Arts does, where they use metallic paint to give the hair a sheen. So I think this works well here. The Figure Arts one tended to be a little bit too shiny, too metallic. The belt is pretty nice. The backing of the belt is some kind of fabric, and it seems like it is held together with Velcro. And then you've got this outer rubber plastic piece. I'm not quite sure how this is fitted on, and I don't want to try to figure it out and ruin this figure. But it is a separate piece, and it looks really nice. Yeah, and pants are pretty decent too. Just that everything is like different, like all the materials are different, so they stand out against themselves. They have, really nice contrast. So here he is with the episode 2 Anakin, and I think I like this version better. And that's nothing against the design of episode 2. There's just something weird about this release. I don't know. Something about the way they've done the head, it just kind of seems like slightly too big. And he's got this weird problem with his neck jutting forward. I don't know what it is. I've tried to adjust it, and it's just hard to make it look good. Here he is with Luke. And the only real complaint is he and Luke are the same size. I think technically Luke might be like a hair taller. It may have something to do with the thickness of the boots, but these two look really good together. Here we have Hasbro. Here we have Hasbro Clone Wars Anakin, and they're very similar size. Proportions are a little different, but very similar size. Here he is with Hasbro Padme. That might look good as a display together. And then here he is with Mezco Batman. As you can see, he's a little small compared to Mezco. And this is where I feel like this is probably a good buck for Luke. They should have did a little bit larger buck for Anakin. So overall, I am enjoying this figure. I definitely like it better than episode 2 Anakin. It is by no means perfect, but I think for what it is, it's great. And if you ever wanted a Mezco Star Wars Anakin, this is the only way that you can get that right now. So if that's you, this is your figure. I do wish that they could do something different with the feet. But one thing about this release, it is a fourth party. As amazing as it is, they've clearly done some things to cut corners, particularly with the boots and using the same buck for all the characters. But displaying these with the other figures in the line is a good way to go. And I would even say displaying them with your Mezco, I think would be fine too. So let me know what you think. These are not the easiest figures to get a hold of. I will put the link for where I bought mine in the description. But these are some pretty niche figures. Thank you for watching. If you haven't done so, please like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. And as always, please tune into more videos coming up. Thank you.